U.S. President Donald Trump has arrived at Windsor Castle for the first full day of his second state visit to the U.K. He is meeting with the King and Queen along with the Prince and Princess of Wales before tonight's state banquet. And Windsor is where we find Global's Europe correspondent, Redmon Shannon. So Redmon, this is an historic visit. Take us through what's happening there.
Well, a short time ago, Miranda, a little behind schedule, President Trump and the First Lady Melania Trump arrived at the far end of a Windsor estate, away from where we are at the castle right now. They were greeted by the Prince and Princess of Wales, William and Kate, and brought to a short distance away the King and Queen, Charles and Camilla. After that, they took a procession through the grounds of Windsor Castle. And when I say through the grounds, I mean out of public view. There is no public access to what is happening. This is entirely a private state visit. No procession like the royal wedding here, Harry and Meghan 7 years ago, that came through the streets. This is entirely private with 1,200 troops, 1,300 troops and 120 horses as a very regal procession for the Trumps welcoming him to the UK. They are now in the grounds of the castle, right over those walls behind me, and with the King and Queen observing a guard of honour for President Trump's unprecedented second state visit to the UK.
All right, and over your shoulder there, Redmon, we can see there Windsor looks very ready for the state visit, the large Union Jack flags, the American flags. What else can we expect to happen for the rest of the visit?
Well, the Trumps will be sharing a lunch in the castle here with the royals this afternoon, and then after that they will be brought on a tour of to be shown US connected artifacts that are held in the castle, and after that the Trumps will go to St. George's Chapel inside the castle, where Queen Elizabeth II is buried, and lay a wreath at her tomb. There will then be weather pending, and the weather isn't looking great, a fly past, a ceremonial fly past before a beating retreat. And then this evening, a state banquet at which the King and the President will speak. That will be the end of the royal engagement. Tomorrow's about politics, when the President will go to Chequers, the Prime Minister's residence outside of London. They will have a summit there. They'll be talking about tariffs. They'll be talking about Ukraine and Gaza. That will be a day very much of politics, and there will be a joint news conference after that too tomorrow.
All right, Redmon, speaking of politics, of course, this visit is not without controversy.
Yes, indeed. The links that between those who are here today and the disgraced late pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Of course, we have President Trump, who was once a friend and associate of Jeffrey Epstein. He says he ended that association in 2003. We have, of course, Prince Andrew, who lives in the grounds of Windsor Castle, who remained friends with Epstein after he was convicted as a sexual predator of children. And just last week, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Keir Starmer, sacked his ambassador to Washington, Peter Mandelson, after more details were released about him remaining friends with Epstein after Epstein was convicted. And there was last night, as maybe you can see, a projection of Trump and Epstein projected onto the side of Windsor Castle here as a protest against his visit. 4 people were arrested after that projection.
All right, Redmon Shannon there. He is joining us from Windsor in England, our Europe correspondent. Redmon, thanks so much for joining us.